Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Tashilul Aqaaid, Grade 6, Lesson 4, pages 34 to 39. Ilham, inspiration. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in Surah Ash-Shams, verse 8, فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا, and He inspired it, the soul, with vice and virtue. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given man limited free will in this world in order to test him. Man has the ability to rise to great spiritual heights or to sink to levels lower than animals. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has appointed an angel to inspire man towards virtue and good thoughts, whilst shaitan prompts him towards evil thoughts and bad actions. Our test is to do good deeds and stay away from evil. The inspiration that man receives is called ilham, while the prompting of shaitan is called waswas. We have already learnt the different responsibilities that angels have, and in that lesson we learnt the name of that angel whose responsibility is to inspire a person to do good deeds and to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is the angel known as Mulhim. In this paragraph they have taught us two important terms. One is ilham, which is the inspiration to do good deeds, and the second is waswas, that is the evil influence of shaitan to create the desire in a person to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to do evil deeds. Number one, since man is prone to both the prompting of the angel and shaitan, such inspiration cannot be used as a basis for Sharia or Islamic law. So the inspiration to do good deeds will only be used to encourage a person to do good deeds, but not to establish rules of Sharia, of Islamic law. Number two, ilham received by pious people in the form of any good thought cannot be declared as a compulsory act, fard. So, a pious person may experience this type of inspiration and ilham to do some good deeds, but this cannot be used to declare that good deed compulsory and an fard act in Islam. Number three, ilham is only valid if it is within the limits of Sharia. So that inspiration to do something good, it will only be considered as ilham, as divine inspiration, if it is to do something that Sharia allows and something that it is permissible. For example, in an exam room or during a test, a student sees that his friend is very, very worried and he cannot seem to answer the questions. So he decides to whisper the answers to his friend in order to help him. His intention is to help his friend so that his friend experiences a little bit of ease and also does well in that exam or that test. But we all know that this type of help during a test is regarded as cheating and it is not permissible. So this thought will not be regarded as ilham. Instead, this thought in actual fact is waswas, and it is the influence of shaitan. Number 4, Wahi is protected from the interference of shaitan, while ilham can be influenced by the whispers of shaitan. In the previous lesson, where we discussed wahi, we understood that wahi is protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from any form of interference of shayateen, etc. However, when it comes to ilham, divine inspiration, this is not protected from the influences of shaitan. Therefore, there could be some level of interference from shaitan in this ilham. It could be some way of influencing a person which outwardly seems to be good, but leads him to do something which is haram or something which displeases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 5, ilham received by one person cannot be imposed upon others. So if one person experiences this inspiration to do something good, to engage in some good deed, then he cannot force other people to do it as well. He can practice upon it himself. He can tell it to other people. He can tell other people about the inspiration that he experienced, but he cannot insist on anybody else doing so. For example, a person was inspired to share his spending money or to donate his spending money to another student who does not have any spending or does not have any lunch. Now, this inspiration that he experienced, if he does so, if he takes his spending money and shares it with another student, he will definitely be rewarded for it, and it is a good deed. However, he cannot insist that all his friends now take their spending as well, and everybody has to take it and give it to that other student who does not have any spending or who does not have any lunch. So ilham and inspiration cannot be imposed on another person. From the next page, there are a few questions which you should answer. And by answering these questions and the various scenarios that are put forward, you will gain a better understanding of ilham and waswas. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always inspire us to do good deeds and protect us from the whispering of shaitan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.